Now I'm all confused on where I gotta go. I'm upset. So I guess I'll just salute you. Hi, Hitler!
I mean, that's a highly offensive thing. Frankly, it hasn't disrupted the meeting yet, but I'm very tempted to go over there and clock him.
Great honor to have my dad with me, Matteo Buscaino, and here at John Ferraro Council Chambers. And if you please join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're gonna hold on in the back, and I don't want any calling out, Mr. Sachs. I'm listening to the clerk, not you. That's one warning.
Now, Carmen Tutanich would like to warn voters that he's being deceitful already. Yeah, Carmen Tutanich, running for district attorney, got busted by a judge. I lied on my ballot designation. I was deceiving voters. I said I was Los Angeles chief prosecutor, except I forgot to say that I'm not the chief, and it's a county election and I didn't say city. Yeah, Carmen the liar, Tutanich, LA Times called me. Yeah, a judge yesterday said I had to change my ballot designation. Yeah, Carmen Tutanich, I'm running for district attorney, and I've already lost in court before even on the ballot. Yeah,
President of United Firefighters, you know I've been coming in every so often, unfortunately, to share with you some of the bad things that happened due to budget cuts in the fire department. Last week was another one of those. We actually had a fatality fire in Pacoima last week. The truck company that serves that district was out of the district. It was the domino effect of budget cuts. They were covering for someone else who was closed. And so when that dispatch came, you got just the engine company who got there quickly, like the truck would have, and didn't have a truck company. It took 10 minutes to get the replacement truck company there. They came from 2 districts away. The incident commander actually sent 2 ambulance crews to the roof who had to go schlep and find a chainsaw and find ladders to get up on the roof to try to cut a ventilation hole to save that life. They couldn't do that in time. They did awesome work, but they couldn't get that done in time.
I know in my community, response is slow. I see fire departments going like chickens with no heads. But I sit here as the fireman speaks. Mr. Parks is in the book. Miss Perry's not paying attention. Mr. Zine was having a conversation. Mr. Cardenas was talking to his staff. Nobody paid attention.
Hold
This
the
is my
clock,
public
please. Hold
comment.
the clock, please.
This
Hold
is
the
my
clock,
public
please.
comment.
Madam City Attorney, I'm going to ask the speaker to address the chair. That's the rules. Right to me. Right to me. Thank you. Address the chair. Start the clock again.
Address you? I can address the city council, not the chair. Well, somebody can explain to him. He doesn't even know who can get disqualified for how long. Maybe the chair should learn what the responsibilities and obligations are to sit on that chair. Because Mr. LaPonce doesn't know if a person can get kicked out for a month or a day. Maybe he should learn what it takes to sit on that chair first before he sits here and tells people what to do. Okay? I don't have to speak to the chair. I can speak to the TV just like everybody else does, and I can speak to the council members just like everybody else does. Or do I have to be from a different country? I'm sorry, but I was born here. This is my country. And I'll be damned if you're going to sit there and tell me how I can do it and what I can and cannot do about it. Let's get that much straight. Okay? Now back to where I was before I was rudely interrupted. And then he has an audacity to tell people to shut up out here. The nerve of you. I don't understand this. The city's going to hell in a handbasket, and you're going to sit up there and dictate. Now, I'm all confused on where I got to go. I'm upset. So I guess I'll just salute you. Hi, Hitler!
Deal with that last comment by that last speaker. It certainly seems inappropriate.
Our city attorney, you want to rule that, Madam City Attorney? I'm offended, but I don't want to violate the laws. What I really would like, members, is if people come and have public comment, that we listen to them, but they direct it to the chair, not personal remark. In addition to that, I would like CLA staff or all staff to assist the people so they don't come here just speaking without any consequence of some success to their thoughts.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Don't start yet, but I mean that's a highly offensive thing. frankly, it hasn't disrupted the meeting yet, but I'm very tempted to go over there and clock him. I mean, and that will disrupt the meeting.
Councilmember.
Certainly was designed to elicit that kind of response, and I'm not having any of it.
The council member understood, and we would be happy to brief the council on the applicable standards, but there's certainly no disagreement regarding the offensiveness of the conduct, but there would have to be some, we believe, further discussion and briefing on as to the disruption.
I'm not sure what that means. How are you addressing this now?
Councilmember, I believe that you can respond to it as you did with your comments. And again, I would be glad to brief you further as to the exact legal parameters. But in order, you can express your disagreement with it, and that has been done. If you're asking me if it's a basis to evict someone from the council chamber, I believe our advice is that it must, in fact, have caused an actual disruption.
Well, I'm very close to causing that myself as a result, so.
I'm very sensitive to your concerns, but I know Mr. Carrion, and I will ask him to chat with me because I know where he comes from his heart, and I'll ask to talk to him to make sure, see if I can get a commitment from him that will not occur again. He's not that type of a person. I think he was emotionally engaged, and just afford me the opportunity to chat with him. I know him to be a good and honorable man, but I'm also very sensitive because we've had individuals come in here and use, words that are very offensive to African Americans as well. And so we need to have some discussions. I think the public needs to know that we appreciate the things that they say, and we want to protect their right to speak, but that this needs to be done with decorum. It needs to be done in a professional way, and hopefully we can get to a point where that will occur. So with that said, Mr.
My chair, I was absolutely aghast with his statement. I worry about our words that we're allowed to have or not have in this public meeting. That being said, I stand with you, Paula, in the offensive words that the gentleman spoke of at that podium, and I apologize for how the words were spoken on a public microphone, and they should never be spoken.
I was extremely offended by that comment. It deals with the Second World War, and approximately 9 million people were genocide in that war, and to just say that expression is over the top and frankly wrong. And Madam City Attorney, I think we should investigate if one can just do this in a public forum. It is not a simple word to say that. It brings back all the memories of World War II and the atrocities that were committed during that period. It's not a greeting. It is an outrageous statement. And as a German from German parents who suffered through that process too, I'm appalled and outraged. And as a gay man, to know my people were rounded up too and genocide in that Holocaust situation. That is not a light term, and it's not a funny term. It's an outrageous and an immoral term that should never be used in the United States government. Thank you.
And all members share your...
Straight, a city councilman and a former state assemblyman is threatening to come over here to the public and assault someone. That's what I just heard on Channel 35. Paul Koretz said he wants to come over and clock someone 5 minutes after pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Which then the First Amendment is freedom of expression. Is such an idiot. The case law right now in the Ninth Circuit protects that. That's what it was about. You dummy. You're so dumb. It's because I handed all that stuff out to you guys to go read it. And that's what the Ninth Circuit said. And I've never ever seen Michael Carrion do that before. Ever. So he's clearly not a Hitler Youth or anything, so all your disgust is actually pointed at Tom LaBonge because he's the one they were referring to acting like that evil empire. Do you understand the expression? It was because of Tom LaBonge that someone who's never done that had to just express it. Do you understand that? The Ninth Circuit holds you liable, Tom LaBonge, for damages for that. And you got 6 years of harassment, and I go to the depositions, and I've got my $750 an hour attorney, and you've got your $300 Myers-Nave attorney, and there's a $150 court reporter, and I get to talk for hours and hours and hours about all the stuff you did to me for 6 fucking years.
Okay, now wait a minute. You watch your language, and you're disrupting this council meeting from the audience. Now your time is up. One more outbreak, and then you will be restricted from today's council. So let's keep it down. At this point in time, Mr. Rosendahl for a presentation.
Very quickly, just in light of the disruptions and knowing that we've got a lot of school-age kids that are actually watching Channel 35 today because it is spring break as well, and a lot of their teachers have assigned it to watch what's going on in local government, I would move that we go ahead and shut off 35 for the remainder of this meeting, just in light of what has happened and looking for a second on that.
I believe it or not, had some discussions with the city attorney, and I think that this is something that maybe we as a council will discuss at some other juncture. But I think I can bring control back to this meeting, and the next disruption, the individuals will be asked to leave the council chambers. So with that said, Mr. Rosendahl, back to you.